Tuesday. My name's Paul Church from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. How's everyone doing today? We'll just wait for a few people I can see some viewers. Hopefully you can find me today. Nice cup of hot coffee to get me going. There we go. I can see some viewers are coming in now. So let me just move that mouse because it's on the end button. I don't want to accidentally click that. So good morning, everybody. Yes, Tuesday again, and continuing on with our easy Gridwork. Put my teeth in today. Good morning. There we go. Sally, Catherine, sunny in Redditch. Yep, it's sunny down here, but it's very fresh. There's a little breeze in the air. Just drops that wind chill factor. So so staying in today. So good morning, Yvonne. Yep, Stuart is in the room with you today. Hopefully you can hear me. So if you've got any questions, good morning, Ken. Lorraine, there we go, from Spain. Sunny in Sweden. Good morning, Mo, Alison. Lovely to have everybody's company again. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm just waiting for the text from Stuart, but I'm sure somebody would have said you can't hear me by now. There we go. Lovely. Jane's in the room. Karen. It's pouring down with rain in Stockport. Oh, well, perfect day for crafting, isn't it? On secret projects. Lots coming up on the horizon. Good morning, Josie. So lovely to have everybody's company. Good morning from Melbourne in Australia. Oh, my aunt's in Melbourne at the moment. She's over there for about 4 or 5 months. So I spoke to her yesterday and she said on Saturday it was 35 degrees. So yeah, I heard with the tennis there was a couple of days when it was really warm for the Australian Open. Jane's got plenty to keep her out of mischief. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Sheila. There we go. Everyone's coming in now. We're getting ready to get in the groove. Still nothing from Stuart, but I'm sure he'll be in the room shortly. But we've got the lovely design team in the room as well. So if there's any questions, ask away. Have we got any newbies today? Anybody joining in for the first time? Good morning from Corrie in the Netherlands. See, international. See, that's the great thing about the internet nowadays, isn't it? It doesn't matter where in the world you are, what time of the day, morning, evening, doesn't make any difference. You can either join us live, like many of you are doing today, or you can just watch afterwards. So yeah, it's great, and it means that you can dip in, dip out, and if you have got appointments or you're working, then you can come back and watch it whenever you want, and you can watch it again and again, and you can fast forward all the waffling and everything else. Yeah, it's amazing the way technology works now, as long as it does work. So yeah, so we're carrying on. I'm going to move this out of the way. I've got coffee. I want to get it on my work that we've been working on. We've been looking at Josie's diagonal ribbon grids over the past 4 weeks. We're on week 5 now, and we hopefully should finish the perforating today and make a start on some picot cutting if we want to. So it'd be lovely to see who's finished their work, who's crafting along. Is anybody struggling with it? Got any questions? Then ask away. I've got to stop saying it's the automatic but I'll have to change the word from to but. So, but yeah, the duet grids from Josie. See, there we go again. I'm going to put a sign up, no ums. So it is great that we have the Duet plates from Josie, because it makes grid work so achievable easily. And by following the step-by-steps we've been covering over the past 5 weeks, hopefully if you have had problems in the past, then they've answered some of those questions, lining it up, getting it right. And we've been working on the plate exactly how it comes, and over the next couple of weeks we'll have a look at doing it in a strip. We've got some beautiful artwork from the design team, and we showcased these on TV a few weeks back as well, and they proved really, really popular. And I sort of replicated a couple of cards that Josie and Jane had created. So it doesn't matter what level you're at with your parching, these plates just make it achievable. They really do. And what I love is that it looks beautiful with just the embossed pattern, just as good with the perforated pattern. But when you combine them both together, that's where you get that beautiful sort of lace gridwork effect. And even if you're not at your picot cutting stage yet, you don't have to do that. I mean, we're going to do a little bit just to show you the options, but we'll have a look at that when we come to it later on this morning. He says. So oh dear, it's going to be an day today. You all you like. So, good morning, Jean. And all my links on Facebook is not showing at all. I've had to find out other ways, which is not good for me because I can't think very quickly, and I'd love to see on the stream. Hopefully someone can look into it. I think it's just Facebook just playing up every now and again. I mean, we've got 83 people. Is it 83 or 93? Let me put my glasses on. I can't see that far. Eyesight's definitely going. 93 people watching across both platforms. So yeah, I don't know. It's strange, isn't it? So, okay. Well, I think Stuart's in the room with us. Haven't heard from him unless he's on the phone. So let's have a look at this. And while we're looking at this, I can text Stuart to see what's going on. So what we've done so far is we've traced out the design. When I say traced out, we've embossed the pattern, and then we made a start. So I'm just texting and talking at the same time. Not good, is it? In the room. Okay. All right, I've texted it. So we embossed the pattern out, and then last week we started to do the perforating. We made a start on it a little bit before. And so what we want to do, we've just got this little bit down here just to complete. Okay. So we're going to carry on with our perforating, and I reckon we will definitely get to some picot cutting today. And Josie gives us those instructions on how to do, on where and how to do the picot cutting. Let me just pop that over there and bring the folder in. I think I've still got it in here. Let's have a look. So I've got them in my A4 square folders. Yeah, there we go. I've still got my cutting guides here. I kept it in here nice and safe. And we're working with the Sending Love Your Way from one of the 4 different diagonal ones. So let me just sorry about this. Okay, so Josie gives us an image of what it looks like when we come to use the ribbon, if we choose to, but it looks just as nice without the ribbon. And you can replace the ribbon with paper strips as well. So you have various different options. And then on the reverse, Josie gives us her step-by-step guide if you haven't followed any of the video tutorials. And it also gives us a guide on where we need to do our picot cutting. because with the diagonal, it's a different pattern down the two different sides. So we're going to carry on with that today. So what we're going to need is our piece of artwork we've been working on. I've still got this lined up on my plate mate with the plate still in place. And I'm also on my 12 by 12 black super foam. We're also going to need our 1 needle bolt to continue our job, and also our Groovi guard. Okay, so I've just been told, yeah, sound is good. Thank you very much. 10 minutes in, super duper. Right, okay. Off we go. Now that I know there's people in the room, we can get going. Okay. So what's this? Carol, I've been missing in action since before Christmas, but thankfully back now. You can live with a few ums. I know it's really annoying. I know it is, and it's just a habit that, because I've got no one talking to me physically. I mean, you're all chatting to me on the chat, but it's not the same as a conversation. So the ums are sort of like fillers from working on TV, where you're not meant to. It's not meant to be quiet on TV when you're doing the TV shows. Either the presenter or the guest is talking. See what I mean? Right, okay. So that's what we're going to need. And we need a hot drink to get going. So, and we're just going to take it nice and slow and chill out for an hour and just enjoy the process. There's no pressure. There's no rules, really. There's suggestions on how to do things. But really, with the grids, it's there for you. You can't really go wrong. I mean, you can, but if you know what I mean, it's the process. And as long as you follow the process, then you should get a beautiful result every time. Okay. Right. Heads down. I'm going to zoom in now that I've got all my umming and ahhing out the way. And we're going to zoom in. Oh, where's my label gone to say which way I need to go? I still need a label to say zoom in this way, zoom out that way. So I'm going to come in nice and slowly. There we go. So Jenny's in Melbourne as well. So popular in Australia. Excellent. Right, going to move this into position like so. Pull up my chair. And you know what? It's actually quite warm in here today. So I'm going to kick off my shoes. I like to craft barefoot. Not barefoot, I mean, I've got socks on. But I find it more comfortable crafting without shoes on. What about you? Do you craft with shoes on, with slippers on? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Not weird, but I just feel more comfortable without shoes. So, right, glasses on, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely glasses. Okay, and what we're going to do now is continue with our perforating. So as explained previously, see the Groovi guard, see if I do that, if I come in on this camera here, if I come back into the middle of it, see if just with that, even though it's held down, can you see how the parchment blouses? Okay, and it can be quite annoying. So this is where the Groovi guard comes into play, because it stops that from happening. Okay, so we're going to go along. It takes a while just to get into it, and then when you get into it, you can get going. So sewing machine mode today. Glasses on, shoes off, craft away. Thanks, Ken. So what we're going to do, is this camera angle okay, or would you prefer the overhead? So, okay, right, footwear now. Okay, footwear. So no shoes or bra. Too much information, Mo, yeah. Jane has slippers on, cold weather slippers on in Spain. Rest of the year barefoot. Judith wears Crocs around the house and slide-on sandal style ones. Excellent. See? It's not all about crafting. It's all about feeling comfortable, isn't it? And I suppose you're in your own home. You can wear whatever you like. Okay. So we're going to get into a rhythm now and perforate everywhere that needs to be perforated. But the Groovi guard definitely helps and makes a difference. Okay. And also it concentrates the area in which you're working, because sometimes you can get, and also your work that you're working on as well. So Groovi guard is a real good investment if you haven't got one already. And it's best to have a couple, isn't it, Jane? I mean, I had one on TV the other week. It still hasn't turned up. I don't know where that disappeared to when I was on TV the other week. 1 minute it was there and then it was gone. Luckily, I had a spare one with me. So we're just going to find the design. And as I said before, if I was at home, Ken doesn't crafted a bra either. Glad to hear that, Ken. Now, if I was at home, I'd be working with the light panel. But because I've got some really powerful overhead lights on, this is sort of sufficient. But it's definitely, if you have one, it's good to use it when you're doing your perforating. And for that, you would need the white super foam, which we have available in A4 and also in 12 by 12. So if you're ever looking for anything that I speak about during the course of Groovy Tuesday, then all you need to do is go to claritycrafts.com and then just search for light panel, super foam, one needle bold, and you'll find what you're looking for. And if you can't find what you're looking for, then you can either give the office a call and speak to Janine, and she can help you out. Or I'm sure if you go on Groovy Worldwide or Clarity Worldwide, you can ask the question on there and someone will point you in the right direction. So have we got any new people today? Jane gave her spare one to a friend. Oh, Jane, you need to get another Groovy guard. So we're going to just carry on perforating. And it doesn't take long when you get into the rhythm. And you can do one area, you can do some of it. Karen's got one in her pink bag and one on her desk. Definitely a good idea. Because they're also good, not just for parchment craft, but Barb often uses it when she's colouring in. Because again, it can focus a small area that you're working on. I'm just trying to read and perforate my artwork without perforating my finger again. So yeah, so have we got any newbies in the room today? So Marilyn is the third week watching You Got Groovy for Christmas. And how are you getting on, Marilyn? Are you enjoying it? I'm sure you must be enjoying it if you've come back for the third week. Did you get the starter kit for Christmas? Love it. Excellent. Oh, it's so great to hear things like that. And how are you finding it? Easy? It is, isn't it? It's just to get that line art. That's what I love about the Groovy system. The simplicity of it, but giving you the the confidence to achieve some beautiful artwork in such a traditional type of crafting. The rhythm of groove is a powerful beat. Oh, here we go. Here goes Mr. Ken with his ditties and songs. Maybe we could enter Groove into Eurovision. I don't think that'd go down too well, would it? But I know what you mean, Ken, that the satisfying sound, the satisfying sound of, whether it be the perforating or the picot cutting, it really does. It's so therapeutic. Well, I find it is anyway. You can feel it in your fingers and feel it in your feet. Oh, Ken. Lorraine Pollock, I love my Groovi. It makes beautiful cards. Marilyn, I've made my first Groovi card this week. Excellent. Excellent. And Marilyn, do you belong to Groovi Worldwide on Facebook? Because I see that you're watching via Facebook. Do you belong to our Groovi Worldwide Facebook page? And who we've got? So we've got Lynn Paffett. She's been on the Groovi train since just before Christmas and totally addicted. I told you, it is very addictive. So we're just going to carry on the sound of silence. Okay. See, to do this, as I've said in the past, if we were doing this in a traditional method, whether it be from a printed pattern or a basic grid, there's no way that I'd be able to concentrate, talk, and read your comments at the same time. I just need to be careful with my finger, that's all. This one's a little bit close now. Don't want red parchment, do they? That's what we've got. Okay, so you're not on Groovi Worldwide. Stuart, could you pop a link up for Marilyn for Groovi Worldwide so that she can have a look, and then she can join the group, and then maybe she'd like to share her piece of artwork that she's created. And don't be scared, because there's plenty of new people on there sharing their work as well. So Rosemary saying, you've just popped up on my feed, bought a lot of parchment craft things many years ago, but never tried to use them. You've inspired me to get it all out and learn. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Rosemary. It's really nice to get sort of feedback like that. I mean, some people that have been doing it for many, many years that had to stop due to dexterity issues, and now embraced the Groovi system because they love doing parchment craft. Right, which way am I going? I need to come over this way a little bit now. But had to stop. Maybe it was an eyesight issue, or didn't have a steady hand. The Groovi system has definitely opened it for new and people as well. And when you've got the beautiful designs to work with and the right tools, it really does make a difference. And I love that sound of the perforating. Chris says she finds herself counting. Absolutely no need for Groovi. You're right. Yeah, you don't, because Josie's done all that counting for us and worked her magic with Mr. Jim in the office to create these beautiful designs, to open it up to absolutely everyone. I'm going to turn this round now so we can go along this way. And you're thinking, why has it got Groovy Tuesday written on there? Excuse me. The reason it's got Groovy Tuesday written on there, because I took this piece up to TV the other week and I didn't want to get it confused with what I was actually demonstrating. So there we go. So Stuart's popped a link up to the Groovi Worldwide Facebook page. So if you haven't joined up to that, then join up there. The lovely Gracie approves all members. And she monitors that to make sure everyone's behaving, and everyone does behave. But if you've ever got a question, you're ever unsure of something, the design team are in there and everyone helps one another. It's a safe and happy place. It really is. And when you see some of the artwork created, don't think, oh, I could never do that. You can. It just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of patience. And if you go wrong with something, show off where you've gone wrong and say, right, okay, I've gone wrong here. Can anybody help or make a suggestion? And there'll always be someone there to help. So we've got Groovy Worldwide, we've got Clarity Worldwide, and obviously we've got the Clarity Normal Facebook page. So when we broadcast when we do our Facebook Lives, whether it be Groovy Tuesday, the Craft Alongs, or the Shack Shack, they always get linked through to the Clarity Stamp Facebook page. Excuse me. So that's where you'll find the links each week. And what I tend to do is I tend to create the event on the morning of the Facebook Live. So by the time you wake up, if you go to Clarity Stamp Facebook page, you should see that there's a link there notifying you of today's Facebook Live, for example. And then what you can do, you can click to have a reminder and then it will pop up. So that's just a sort of a heads up on that. So yeah, Jane, I've loved looking at all the artwork across both pages the last 2 weeks. I know it's amazing how much talent is out there and beautiful artwork is created. So we're coming to the end of this section. Okay. So another good place to check out on a regular basis is, let's just have a breather and a slurp of coffee, is the claritymattersblog.com. I'm sure Stuart will pop a link up to that. It's the claritymattersblog.com, which Grace looks after. And on a Saturday, she does a Saturday share where she goes through Facebook and she picks up some artwork and she shares it. Because I appreciate not everybody's on Facebook. So what that does, it gives people the opportunity that aren't on Facebook to admire and look at the artwork created by everybody. And then on Sunday, there's always a step-by-step tutorial, whether it be Groovi stamps, stencils from the design team. They spend so much time creating a piece of artwork, and then they take photos of all the stages, they write all the instructions underneath, and it's a full library that you can just go back and watch again, or not watch, but look again. And some of them have started doing little videos that are linked into it as well for some of the techniques. So it's a real sort of another place to gain knowledge as well. And obviously we broadcast on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you go to the YouTube page, there is a vast library of tutorials, all of the previous issues of Groovy Tuesday, all the Shacks are on there as well. You can lose hours and days just clicking onto videos and watching. But like Rewind, or back in the day where you had to record some kind of videotape, you can fast forward as well. So that's good. All right, so let's come back in on this one. So we haven't got much left to do now. We've got to go from here to here. I reckon we'll definitely get that done if I stop waffling. And then the other place for fantastic tutorials is Barbara's blog, which is barbaragrayblog.com. And at the moment, right, we've come to the end of the actual plate now, because I'm thinking there's no hole. It's because we need to move the plate along, which we'll do once we finish this area. So I'm sure Stuart could pop a link up to that as well. So there's lots of places out there if you're new to Groovy, to Clarity, to gain knowledge and inspiration. And if you're not sure about something on the website, then you can give the office a call and speak to the lovely Janine. She can guide you through with any help, and if she's not sure, which is very rare, then she'll ask myself. Lorraine, Paul, I saw a plate on TV. It's the Caravan and Barge Boat. Where can I get it? Right, okay. So Lorraine, you're on Facebook. So Stuart can pop a link up. Oh, there we go. Look, he's beat me to it. So if you follow that link that Stuart's popped up, it will take you to that section. Alternatively, just think of the obvious word like that you've just said there. You're looking for a caravan or a barge or a boat. If you pop that into the search engine, it will bring up everything that has a reference to that, whether it be stamp, stencil, Groovy. Okay, let's have a look what Marilyn's saying. I'm so happy, Paul. I bought all the beautiful plates, drawings, an extended A4 square plate, pencils, dorsal, and everything really when you're on Create and Craft. I tried to send a message last week, but something went wrong and I didn't think you received it. I'm busy doing a lot of birthday cards at the moment, but I want to do something with Groovy, but don't know where to start because I've never done anything before. It's all so beautiful. Okay, love Marilyn, that is brilliant. I'm glad to hear that you've invested in it. And I didn't get that email, unfortunately. Often they get emails, and if they don't read them out, they get given to us afterwards. So I apologize for that. But if you join Groovy Worldwide, Stuart, could you pop that link up again for me, please? You can go on there and you can get some fantastic ideas by just looking at people's artwork, and maybe post that question on there. And if you say what plates you bought, I'm guessing, was it lovely Linda's in the country, the barge and the caravan and the watermill? If it was that, if you pop on there that you've got those plates, then all of a sudden you'll get flooded with beautiful artwork from the design team and people that have been using those cards. So that's a really good place to check out. So, okay. So what else? There we go. Stuart's popped the link up. So if you join up there, Marilyn, then I'm sure you'll definitely get some answers from there. I can't sort of, until I sort of know what you've got, but I'm guessing that's what it was when you're talking about or was it the ribbon plates. But if you go on there and just say, I've got plates A, B, C, and D, has anyone got any inspiration? You'll be floored with what comes your way, honestly. And it will be achievable. Sometimes we look at a beautiful piece of artwork and we look at the outer part, which is what we're working on now, and you think, oh, there's no way I can do that. Just concentrate on the piece in the middle, okay? That's all you need to look at, the piece in the middle. And then as you get more confident, then as you go further along that groovy bus journey, you'll be saying, oh, now I want to put those frames in place. And then you can come back and you can watch these and go, right, I remember that. Now I want to give this a go. Okay. So I hope that's answered your question. If you pop up any other questions, I'll see if I'll try and catch them as but all of a sudden they're going really fast. So so thank you for that. It's really appreciated. Okay. So we're going to carry on with our perforation. So Jane, yeah, Jane, that's great. Have a look at the YouTube channel for Groovy Tuesday. Stuart, could you pop a link up to the Clarity YouTube page as well? Because I noticed that, who was it? Sorry, I'm rubbish with names. Hang on. That Marilyn's on Facebook. So maybe we could pop the link up to YouTube, then. So Marilyn says she's bought quite a few over the years. Now you just need to use them, Marilyn. See, I've spoken like a true crafter. I bought this, I bought that. I haven't used it yet, but I bought it and I bought it. We all do it, don't we? We're all guilty of buying stuff and then something else comes along and you forget that you've got it and then you buy it again. So I hope that helps, Marilyn. Say Groovy Worldwide and the YouTube page. If you want to, let me just see. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? I don't know what I'm going to say. I've gone blank. No, it's gone now. Oh, dear, oh dear. Maybe I need more coffee. Oh, goodness me. That's really strange. My brain has just dried up and gone completely out the window. And there's not even a window in the room. I don't know where it's gone. Maybe I need some more coffee. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this section now. If it comes back to me, it was really funny. The other day I was doing some shows with Nigel with some of our fresh cut dies. And at the very first hour, 9 o'clock in the morning, we was talking about the fresh cut dies, and there was a word I could not think of at all. And does this happen to you? The more you try and think about it, the harder it is to try and remember what it is you're trying to remember. Or is that just me? And throughout the whole hour, I couldn't think of what it was. And then I had a lovely hour at 11 o'clock with Dawn Wheeler. She was great to work alongside because she was saying, oh, you could do this, or you could do that. A fantastic crafter, known her for many, many years. And then it wasn't until the next show at 1 o'clock. So I had the brain fog at 9 o'clock. And then I remembered it about 5 to 1 before we went live for the 1 o'clock show, what it was that I was trying to say. Okay, so now when we look at the plate underneath, I've run out, the area's stopped with the perforations because the plate's half and half. So what I need to do now, just in order to complete this area, is relocate the parchment. And the easiest way of doing it, rather than, I could move it along and line it up, but the easiest way of doing it is to turn the plate back like, let me do it on the overhead. So turn the plate back up this way. Okay, so this is the perforations going in this horseshoe here. This is the area I want to fill in. Line that back up, because what I didn't do last week was I didn't finish this area here off, you see, and I should have done that, but I was more interested in showing you how to realign it. So then we're going to turn that round like so. I'm going to come back in on this camera, and then we're going to finish this off, and I'm determined to finish this bit off. Okay. Did you notice how quickly I repositioned that? And the reason being is because I've already perforated the majority of the frame, the perforations slot back into the holes where I've already been. Okay. Whereas remember the first time I was doing it, it took a while just to line it up. So we're just going to go along and carry on. So it's great. I really appreciate all these comments this morning, so that people have got the starter kit and they're totally hooked. It is a fantastic craft to get into, and to have the Groovi system really does make it easy. And I know I say it makes it easy, but I think when you look at the number of people that purchase a starter kit and then you see the names again and again and again, where they come back and you order more product, you know what, that for me shows that I've done my job well, and that you actually believe in what I'm saying. But there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there that have been using the Groovi system, and when you see some of the artwork, some people have only been doing it for a few weeks, some people have been doing it for months, for years, whether they've been doing it traditionally or whether they've been doing it just since Groovi began. And I know a large number of our design team, our Groovi design team, never did parchment craft before. And now when you look at what they create, it just blows me away. And also what I create as well. I mean, I've had good teachers from the likes of Barbara, Linda Williams, Josie Davidson, Tina Cox, Jane Telford, Glynis, all of the design team I learn from. I really do. And there's a few little tips and tricks that I throw in myself. But most of those are from trial and error. And sometimes that's the best way of learning. They always say you learn by your mistakes. So you should always keep. And you know what? If you're new to Groovi, the first piece of artwork you make, keep it. Okay. And then in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever, go back, look at what you created the first time, and then look at what you create now. And you will be amazed at the difference suppose it's like any type of thing that you do. I suppose when I first started knitting, I mean, I enjoy knitting scarves because they're quick and easy. You can't really go wrong with just a knit and purl scarf. But I enjoyed making baby clothes. And when I remember when my niece was born, and she's 35 now, and I bought her a teddy when she was born, and I knitted the jumper for the teddy. And she still got it. And I look at that and I think, really? Did you have to keep that? But I was learning, and it was for a teddy. So, but seriously, if you can, or take a picture. If your first card you're making to give to somebody, take a picture so that you can go back and look at it in a couple of months' time. And you really will be surprised at what you can achieve in whether it be a short or a long period of time. Because I know I go back and look at some of the stuff that I've done when Groovi first started, and you think, did I really do that? But you did. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? And what better place to start than with the Groovi system? Okay, so let's have a look at our finished piece of artwork. Okay, so let's pop that in place. I'm going to pop my plates to one side now. Let's come in on the overhead, and we're going to zoom out a little bit. Bear with me, just stand up and stretch. Back's playing up a little bit still, so we're just going to zoom out that way. Okay, so we'll get this in position. Come out a little bit more. Okay. So what we're saying, let's have a look at some of these lovely comments. Karin, I started with traditional parchment and found Groovi only a few years ago, loving both. Exactly. See, it doesn't take away from the traditional method. All it does is it makes certain elements of it easy. So Josie started with traditional parchment in '98 and the craft was dying out, but Groovi has made it so much easier for everyone, which is brilliant. I totally agree. Glasses on, I can't, it's going blurry now. Hang on. Jenny, it took me a while to warm to Groovi. I've been doing parchment for a long time. Now I do both. See, it does, as I say, it doesn't, I mean, I really appreciate all from doing it in a traditional style, because I've seen the time and love and energy and the skill that goes into parchment craft in a traditional method. But for me, the Groovi system just gives you that first starting point. And if you get that first starting point that just stands alone in its own right, then you're almost there. You really are. But it gives you that confidence. I say it all the time. It gives you the confidence to think, you know what, I can do this. And now I want to learn. And that's what you see over a period of time, that people think, I can't do colouring, can't do white work, can't do grid work. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you do. And you progress. And then with the guidance of the design team, Barbara, myself, Linda, Josie, Tina, we make it achievable. I suppose in a way, Josie, Linda and Tina have done the traditional method. So they've embraced the Groovi system. And then often when like Barbara and myself pick it up and think, oh, I wonder if you can do that. I wonder if you can do it this way. Because we're coming at it from a different angle. And because we didn't know the rules, so to speak, we may do things differently to get the same result, but just coming in from a different angle. I suppose it's like any crafts, isn't it? That make a cake. Some people say you put the eggs in, then you put the sugar in, combine them both together, blah, blah. I mean, for me, I just chuck everything in the bowl and cook it. and it comes out just as nice, I think, because if I was to do this and do that, and it's just different ways of coming in at it. Okay, so let's have a look. So what we're saying, so Judith loves knitting and crocheting. She got taught by her wonderful gran when she was about 3 to 4 years old. Yeah, mine was the same. My nan taught me. Lorraine says her mum would love Groovi. Wow, then do you start a kit, Lorraine? I'm sure she'll be addicted. So what we have here now, is that right? Okay, we have our finished piece. And if I'm going to bring this up to the camera just so we can have a look at one area. Okay, so let's see if I can get this right. So we have all of the embossed and we have all of the perforated. Okay, if you're happy with that, job is done. Okay, you do not have to do anything else to this frame if you choose not to. Okay, but if you want to do the picot cutting, then we're going to give picot cutting a go. Now we have 3 different weapons of choice, as I like to call them. Okay, so we've got the exclusive scissors. I know I may be repeating myself for people that are already this far on the Groovi journey, but I think it's often good to have a recap, isn't it? So we've got our exclusive scissors, we have our perga cutters or squizzers, I like to call them squizzers, and the ring lock scissors. Okay, so all of the scissors have curved tips to them. Okay, I won't be able to get all of these. No, let's have a look. Okay, so they've all got curved tips, so they're not flat scissors. And you need to have those curves in them to get a really nice picot cut. Okay. Now I can use all 3 of them, and sometimes I'll have good days, sometimes I'll have bad days. But it's always good to practice your picot cutting before you go in to your finished piece. And what Josie has done, she's given us where we need to do the picot cutting if we choose to. So for example, we've got these lovely little sort of circular areas, the little flowers. So you may just choose to do those. However, if you want to do the ribbon threading, then you may want to do those bits coming down. So it's, again, all coming back to choice. Now, what I'm going to do, I tend to jump between the ring lock and the perga cutters. Okay. If I'm doing a large piece like this and I wanted to do it all in one go, I mean, you don't have to, but if I did, say I needed to finish it off today for a project, I would go with the perga cutters because they sit more comfortably in my hands for a long period of time. However, because we're going to do this in stages, I'm going to go for the ring lock. And the reason I'm going for the ring lock is because they have a larger aperture for my finger and thumb. Okay. So when we do the picot cutting, we're still working on the front of our parchment. And we're also remembering that the bit that's going to fall away, the waste, for example, the scissors, the blade of the scissors have to go over the top. So for example, let me bring this in, for example, so we can see it on a larger scale. So this bit here would be the bit that's going to fall away to reveal our aperture. So I would snip, let me zoom in on this little bit just so we can really see. Zoom in a little bit now, hang on. Zoom in, we're going to come this way. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So I'm coming in too fast, sorry about that. Okay. Right, let me move my piece of artwork onto there. Now I don't know if this is going to work because this is magnified so that I can show you what's what. But this area here, okay, is going to fall away. Now I don't know if the spacing is going to be, let me see if I can. So this is where, look, I'm not in the middle of the perforations. And I know these are a lot bigger than the holes because these are enlarged. I remember I told you that when I was trying, I would try on a printed pattern and it looked like, well, it didn't look like anything like the pattern. Can you see where I haven't gone into the center of those dots? It's all over the place. It really is. So when I used to test these plates from Josie and it was on a printed pattern, because I didn't have that skill or that technique, because the technique is get it central to each of those dots. Excuse me. So it didn't look anything like it at all. Now these areas here might be a little bit too big, but let's give it a go just for the sake of trying it. Okay. So the piece that's going to fall away is this piece in the middle. So that the length of the scissors need to be over the waist. You don't want to be outside of the waist. Okay. And I say this is extreme because we've enlarged the image. So I'm going to take the tips of the scissors. See, I don't think I'm going to get anything because it's too big, but we can give it a go. I think this is going to look rubbish. Just giving you the heads up. Now what I'm doing, I'm turning my work. My hand is in a comfortable position. Okay, no, this is going to be rubbish. I can say that now. The spacing's too big. But we'll see. Definitely not. I mean, I'm cutting the mat more than I am with anything. So I'm going to show you on this, just as a technique of being over the waist. And then I'm going to go in to my actual artwork and do it on there as a comparison. Okay. If only all the holes were this big when we're picot cutting. And there. Look at the rubbish. Isn't that horrible? Right, this is horrible. Now I'm going to do the same area on my actual piece of artwork, just so that you can see the difference. Okay, so let's hide this over here. I'm going to bring in my piece of artwork here. Now, what I was actually doing, I was actually perforating the dotted part of the design. So it's definitely going to look better. So I'm over the waist. And what I would tend to do is so let's do this whole row. We're okay for time, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. So let's do this whole row here. So I'm keeping my scissors in the same position. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it like so. Now you can do each of them individually if you choose, or you can do them in rows like I'm doing here. Okay. And it's just a case of, I know I've gone off the page. Let me just bear with me for a moment. Let's move this out of the way. And then if I go again this way, let me come in on this one. You might see it a little bit better. So now I'm going to do that one. And I'm just moving along like so. Now, some people twist as they snip. Some people just snip. You will find what is comfortable for you. Okay. So while we're doing this, what else have I got to tell you? So We've spoken about Clarity Matters and Barbara's blog. We've spoken about Groovi Worldwide and Clarity Worldwide. TV. So on Sunday, 3 till 5, I'm back on your screens again, covering for Barb. So I've got some stamps, some really fantastic stamps at fantastic savings. So I hope you can join me on Create and Craft. 3 till 5 on Sunday. What else? The current design of the week has launched today. So 30% discount plus club discount on top. And it is, if I remember rightly, it's a treescape. So a walk through the woods. The member sale has been rescheduled to start on the 20th of February. We're moving quite a bit of machinery around and everything else at the moment. And so it's taken a little bit longer than expected. So we've rescheduled that for the 12th. Okay, where am I going now? So we've rescheduled that for the 20th of February. So if you don't belong to the clubs, then now could be a good time to sign up. We've got Groovi, Stamp, Stencil clubs. You can pay monthly or you can pay in one lump sum. It's entirely up to you on what that will do. For the half price member sale, it'll be 50% off, no further discounts. And as I say, that's been rescheduled to the 20th of February. So I hope you can take advantage of that. So now when you have a look at this compared to that, I'm going to say there was more holes in this than there was in that. But that gave you the idea of where you need to be over the waist to create. See, I just love that. So I'd be happy doing that in all the areas that requires it. And when I bring in the piece of artwork from Josie, like so, hang on. So we are looking at this part here. I was just trying to work that out. Oh, come on, Paul, sort it out. I need to zoom out a bit, that's why. Oh, bear with, hang on. Zoom out. Oops, sorry, a little bit too fast. So we've just done this row here. Got my bracelet caught in it. And this row here. Okay. So what we're going to do next week is we're going to continue with our picot cutting and we'll decide whether we just want to do some of it or all of it. So I can't believe we always say this on TV and it's true. Time just evaporates when you're crafting. But you know what? It's a good way for time to evaporate. You get into the groove or into your stamping or your knitting. Everything going on outside. I mean, it's great in here. There's no windows, so I can't hear or see anything. I can only see the lovely comments from yourselves. Done it again. So thank you once again for joining me. Stuart, thank you for in the room. The lovely ladies from the design team, as always. Without them, I couldn't do what I'm doing. And so hats off to the ladies. They do a fantastic job to make it easier for me to showcase to you. So I will be back with you on Tuesday, where we're going to continue with this. Don't forget to join me on Sunday on Create and Craft. We've got some fantastic prices on some old favourite stamps. We're going to have a bit of a fashion parade on Sunday. So tune in. I'm sure we'll have lots of fun. I'm not sure who I'm on with yet, but I'm sure it'll be a fantastic 2 hours. So thank you for all your lovely comments today and for keeping me company. And I will see you again next Tuesday. Take care now. Bye-bye.